Willow Creek Estates, where pristine lawns meet architectural uniformity, Alex Rivera found himself in an unexpected power struggle. A brilliant security systems designer with government contracts faced off against Karen Whitmore, the iron-fisted HOA enforcer who changed his locks without permission, not realizing he was the mastermind behind the very security system protecting their community. What follows is a tale of calculated revenge that would transform an entire neighborhood. Before we dive deeper into this remarkable story of suburban warfare, I'd love to know what you think about HOA rules. Have you ever faced an overzealous board member who took their power too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy real-life stories about neighborhood drama, property rights, and the occasional perfectly executed revenge, make sure to subscribe to HOA Diary. Hit that notification bell to never miss our weekly uploads where we share the most incredible true stories about homeowners associations gone wild. Your subscription helps our channel grow and lets us bring you more of these fascinating neighborhood chronicles. Beyond the manicured hedges and coordinated mailboxes of Willow Creek Estates, a battle of wits was brewing that would challenge the very foundation of suburban authority. Alex Rivera wasn't just any security systems designer. He was elite in his field. With over a decade of experience crafting impenetrable digital fortresses, his resume included contracts with three-letter government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, and high-security facilities across the country. His specialty lay in creating systems that were both sophisticated and user-friendly, the perfect balance of robust protection and seamless operation. Growing up as the first in his family to attend college, Alex had transformed his childhood fascination with taking apart electronics into a distinguished career. His mixed Latinx and Filipino heritage gave him a unique perspective on security, understanding that true safety came from inclusion rather than barriers. This philosophy informed his innovative approach, combining cutting-edge technology with psychological insights about human behavior. What made Alex exceptional wasn't just his technical prowess, but his ability to think like those who would attempt to breach his systems. He could anticipate vulnerabilities others overlooked. His systems weren't just collections of cameras and alarms. They were comprehensive networks that communicated with each other, creating layered protection that adapted to threats in real time. This forward-thinking approach had earned him respect throughout the industry and a reputation for designing security that was virtually impossible to circumvent without detection. After years of high-pressure contracts and constant travel, Alex craved stability. When a remote position opened with a major tech firm, allowing him to work from anywhere, he saw his chance for a fresh start. Willow Creek Estates appealed to him for its convenient location, close enough to visit his parents and sister Maya across town, yet far enough to establish independence. The neighborhood's strong internet infrastructure was another selling point for his work-from-home needs. The modest two-bedroom house he purchased on Maple Lane was exactly what he wanted, enough space for his home office and workshop without excess to maintain. The property had good bones but needed updates, a perfect project for his methodical mind. Beyond practical considerations lay emotional ones. 6 months earlier, Alex had ended a 5-year relationship with his partner who had accepted a position overseas. The breakup left him questioning his priorities. His sister Maya, always his confidant, suggested a change of environment might help him rebuild. Sometimes you need new walls to hang new memories on, she'd told him. Willow Creek represented exactly that. A blank canvas where Alex could redefine himself away from professional pressures and personal disappointments, focusing on creating a genuine home for himself for the first time in years. Alex's first week in Willow Creek revealed both the community's appeal and its peculiarities. He appreciated the well-maintained infrastructure, streets without potholes, reliable utilities, and the general sense of order. The neighborhood park with its mature oak trees offered a peaceful place to think through complex security algorithms during lunch breaks. What he hadn't anticipated was the intensity of community oversight. On day 3, a printed copy of the HOA bylaws appeared on his doorstep, all 76 pages of them. By day 5, he received his first friendly reminder about proper garbage bin placement. The note was signed by Karen Whitmore, HOA compliance officer. Most surprising were the neighbors themselves, a diverse collection of personalities living within strictly uniform housing standards. There was Len McAllister, the retired military officer who served as HOA president, whose stern exterior masked unexpected kindness. Priya Patel, the children's book illustrator whose vibrant garden decorations constantly tested regulation boundaries. Marsha Lynn, whose welcoming basket came with detailed information about everyone on the block, and Tyler Brooks, the young game developer whose technological innovations frequently clashed with HOA technology restrictions. Alex found himself both amused and concerned by the contrast between the neighborhood's rigid exterior and the complex human dynamics beneath. As an observer of systems, he recognized Willow Creek as an intricate social ecosystem, maintaining a delicate balance between individual expression and collective standards, a balance that seemed perpetually on the verge of disruption. Karen Whitmore ruled Willow Creek Estates with meticulous determination. In her late 40s, she'd served on the Homeowners Association board for 15 years, the last 7 as compliance officer, a position she'd transformed from administrative to authoritative. Her signature pearl necklace and pristine blazers became symbols of her unwavering standards. Beyond her official duties of enforcing regulations, Karen had appointed herself guardian of property values and community aesthetics. Every morning, she conducted wellness walks around the neighborhood, clipboard in hand, documenting infractions with ruthless efficiency. Her photo album of violations was legendary, containing everything from unauthorized wind chimes to incorrectly positioned holiday decorations. While some residents appreciated her dedication to maintaining standards, many found her methods excessive. When newcomers arrived, Karen was inevitably the first visitor, bearing a welcome basket, a highlighted copy of HOA regulations, and subtle warnings about how things work around here. Professionally, Karen managed the front office at her husband Greg's dental practice, bringing the same attention to detail to appointment scheduling that she applied to neighborhood monitoring. Her perfectly maintained colonial-style home at the entrance to Willow Creek served as both her headquarters and a model of compliance, a physical reminder of her expectations for everyone else. Willow Creek Estates functioned like a small, self-contained ecosystem. At its center was the 7-member HOA board, led nominally by President Len McAllister, though Karen's influence often overshadowed his measured approach. Monthly meetings in the community center became theatrical performances where residents aired grievances and the board handed down decisions. Social hierarchies formed around compliance history. Those with spotless records received invitations to Karen's exclusive garden parties, while frequent violators found themselves subtly excluded from community events. Information flowed through carefully cultivated channels, with Marsha Lynn's gossip network serving as an unofficial intelligence system. The community split into loose factions: the by-the-books group that supported strict enforcement, the modernizers who pushed for updated regulations, and the live-and-let lives who wanted less oversight. These divisions played out during seasonal decorating contests, landscaping choices, and heated debates about the community pool hours. Despite these tensions, a surprising solidarity emerged whenever outside forces threatened the neighborhood, whether municipal tax increases or proposed highway expansions nearby. Even the most divided neighbors would unite when Willow Creek's collective interests were at stake, revealing the complex bonds that existed beneath the surface conflicts and rigid regulations. The initial friction between Alex and Karen began 3 weeks after his arrival. His first violation was relatively minor: a package left on his porch for more than the permitted 8 hours while he attended a virtual conference. The printed notice appeared on his door before the delivery truck had even left his street. Alex responded with polite acknowledgement, but things escalated when he installed new window blinds. Though functionally identical to the approved style, they were a shade darker than regulations permitted. Karen's notice cited Section 7, Paragraph 13 of the Aesthetic Guidelines, requiring immediate replacement. "I understand consistency matters," Alex explained when he encountered Karen during one of her morning patrols, "but these blinds actually improve energy efficiency by 23% over the approved model." Karen's response was practiced and firm. "Rules exist for a reason, Mr. Rivera. Exceptions lead to chaos." The turning point came when Alex began renovating his home office. He'd submitted the proper paperwork for internal modifications, but Karen claimed his increased internet usage suggested unauthorized business activities, prohibited under residential zoning codes. One evening, Alex returned home to find Karen and 2 board members photographing his electric meter. "We're concerned about your power consumption patterns," Karen explained without apology. "They suggest equipment usage inconsistent with residential guidelines." Alex, recognizing the intrusion for what it was, responded with calculated restraint. "I work with sensitive information for government clients. Taking photos of my property without consent raises significant security concerns." This professional revelation momentarily unsettled Karen, but she recovered quickly. "Government connection or not, Mr. Rivera, the HOA has jurisdiction over external property standards." The confrontation ended in stalemate, but it established their positions clearly. Karen viewed Alex as a potential threat to her authority, someone with credentials and confidence who questioned rather than automatically complied. Alex saw Karen as the embodiment of arbitrary power, imposing rules without considering their purpose or proportionality. What neither realized was how quickly their personal conflict would expand beyond Alex's property lines, drawing in the entire neighborhood and testing the boundaries of authority in unexpected ways. 2 months after Alex's arrival, a series of minor break-ins occurred in neighborhoods adjacent to Willow Creek. Though their community remained untouched, anxiety spread quickly among residents. The existing security system, a patchwork of outdated cameras and inconsistent monitoring, suddenly seemed woefully inadequate. At the emergency HOA meeting, the community center buzzed with concerned voices. Karen took center stage, wielding crime statistics and property value projections like weapons. "Our current security measures are outdated," she announced, displaying a PowerPoint presentation with alarming red graphs. "The board proposes a comprehensive upgrade using the emergency fund." Len McAllister nodded in agreement. "We've collected bids from 3 reputable firms. The costs are significant but necessary." The proposals displayed on screen made Alex wince, not at the prices, but at the obvious flaws in each system design. Basic vulnerabilities any first-year security student would recognize were being overlooked in favor of flashy, but ineffective features. When the floor opened for questions, Alex raised his hand. "Have these companies addressed the blind spots near the east entrance? Or the wireless interference issues that would affect the proposed gate sensors?" The room fell silent. Karen's smile tightened. "Do you have a security background, Mr. Rivera?" "Some," he replied modestly. "Enough to suggest getting a specialized consultation before committing to any of these options." Karen quickly redirected the conversation, but several residents approached Alex afterward, impressed by his insights. The following week, a new security consultant appeared at the HOA office, Jordan Chin from Summit Security Solutions, an associate of Alex's from previous government contracts. What no one in Willow Creek knew was that Alex had called in a professional favor, offering to design the system himself while remaining behind the scenes. "The neighborhood needs actual security, not just the appearance of it," Alex explained to Jordan over coffee. "I'd do it officially, but certain board members and I have differing philosophies." Jordan became the perfect front man, presenting Alex's meticulously crafted plans while adding his own expertise to the pitch. The comprehensive design addressed vulnerabilities no other proposal had considered, with innovative solutions that came in under budget. Even Karen was impressed. "This is remarkably thorough," she admitted during Jordan's presentation. "How soon can implementation begin?" As Jordan fielded questions, Len McAllister studied the technical specifications with growing appreciation. "Whoever designed this really understands integrated systems," he commented. Within 2 weeks, work began on Willow Creek's new security infrastructure. Alex watched from his home office window as technicians installed components he had personally specified. The irony wasn't lost on him. The very community that scrutinized his window blinds had unknowingly entrusted him with their collective safety. Have you ever used your professional skills secretly to help people who didn't appreciate you? Or perhaps you've been in a situation where your expertise was overlooked until it became absolutely necessary. I'm fascinated by these moments of hidden competence and would love to hear your stories. Drop a comment below sharing your experience with unrecognized talents or times when you've helped others behind the scenes. How did it feel to watch people benefit from your knowledge without them realizing it? Did you eventually reveal yourself as the source, or did you prefer keeping your contribution private? Your comments not only build our community, but help others feel less alone in their experiences. The best stories might be featured in future videos, with your permission of course. Don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying Alex's strategic approach to his HOA challenges, and check out our channel for more stories of residents who transformed their communities in unexpected ways. The newly installed security system functioned flawlessly for 6 weeks. Residents praised the user-friendly interface and the noticeable decrease in solicitors attempting to enter the community. Karen herself took credit for selecting such an excellent security consultant, frequently mentioning her thorough vetting process at social gatherings. Meanwhile, Alex maintained a low profile, focusing on his remote work and home renovations. He'd just completed a comprehensive upgrade to his home office when Karen's attention returned to him with renewed intensity. It began with Marsha Lynn noticing unusual delivery trucks visiting Alex's home. 3 packages in 1 week, all requiring signature confirmation, she mentioned to Karen over coffee. Very heavy boxes too, according to the delivery man. Karen's suspicions reignited. A midnight investigation of trash collection revealed packaging for sophisticated computer equipment, far beyond normal residential use. When she cross-referenced Alex's permit applications, she discovered he'd only received approval for minor cosmetic updates to his home office. The final piece fell into place when electrician Dave Morris mentioned in passing, "That Rivera fellow has quite the setup. Multiple dedicated circuits, enterprise-level surge protection, practically a small data center." Karen compiled her evidence meticulously, photos of delivery trucks, power consumption charts showing unusual patterns, and neighborhood reports of occasional Wi-Fi interference. In her mind, these fragments formed concrete proof. Alex was running a commercial business from his residence, a clear violation of Section 3, Article 7 of the HOA Covenant. Karen called an emergency executive session of the HOA board, presenting her findings with grim determination. Mr. Rivera has established what appears to be a commercial operation within his residence, she explained, displaying her carefully organized evidence folder. This represents multiple violations requiring immediate action. Len McAllister frowned. Shouldn't we speak with him directly first? These activities might be permitted under his remote work arrangement. I've attempted communication, Karen countered. Mr. Rivera consistently minimizes his violations. More concerning is the potential security risk. Who knows what information he's processing or storing? As compliance officer, I recommend invoking Section 12 of our bylaws. The rarely used Section 12 authorized necessary measures to secure community standards when violations posed immediate concern to property values or community welfare. After heated debate, the board voted 4-3 to approve Karen's proposal, changing the locks on Alex's home during his upcoming business trip, information Marcia had gleaned from his conversation with the mail carrier. The following Monday, with Alex safely on a flight to Washington, D.C., Karen supervised as locksmith Jimmy Carson replaced the locks on Alex's front and back doors. The homeowner will receive new keys after signing our compliance agreement, she instructed, handing Jimmy an invoice labeled Emergency Security Measure. Karen left a notice on the door. Access temporarily restricted pending resolution of multiple covenant violations. Contact HOA office to schedule a compliance review. After a 3-day conference with government clients, Alex returned home late Thursday evening. Tired from travel and looking forward to sleeping in his own bed, he inserted his key into the front door lock. It didn't turn. Thinking he had the wrong key, he tried again, then checked the back door with the same result. The notice affixed to his door explained everything. Alex read it twice, his initial confusion transforming into calculated analysis. He didn't shout or pound on the door. Instead, he took a photograph of the notice, called an Uber, and checked into a nearby hotel. From his hotel room, Alex made 3 phone calls, one to his attorney, one to a security colleague, and one to his sister Maya. It's happened, he told Maya with unexpected calmness. They've actually locked me out of my own house. That's illegal, Maya exclaimed. They can't do that. Actually, the HOA bylaws include a rarely used provision they're exploiting, Alex explained. But what they don't realize is they've given me exactly what I needed, documented overreach that justifies a proportional response. While most homeowners might have reacted with outrage or helplessness, Alex approached the situation like a security problem to be solved. He opened his laptop and began drafting a multi-phase strategy that would utilize his unique expertise. News of the lock change spread through Willow Creek like wildfire. By Friday morning, residents had divided sharply along familiar lines. Karen's supporters gathered at Diane Miller's breakfast table. It's about time someone enforced the business restriction, Diane declared. If we allow one home-based business, we'll become a commercial zone overnight. Meanwhile, at the community park, a different conversation unfolded. They changed his locks while he was away on business, Priya Patel explained to newer residents. No hearing, no opportunity to address the accusations. Tyler Brooks, the young game developer, was particularly vocal. This sets a dangerous precedent. Who decides what constitutes a business? My gaming equipment could be next. Len McAllister found himself caught in the middle, fielding calls from concerned residents. The board's action was technically within our authority, he explained repeatedly, sounding less convinced each time. Even Marcia Lynn seemed troubled by how her information had been used. I just mentioned his travel plans casually, she told her husband. I never thought Karen would take such drastic measures. By the weekend, an unofficial community meeting had formed at the local coffee shop. Neighbors who rarely spoke found common ground in their unease. The conversation kept returning to one critical question. If the HOA could change locks arbitrarily, what else might they do in the name of community standards? For 3 days, Alex operated from a rented office space downtown, methodically constructing his response. This wasn't just about regaining access to his home. It was about addressing a fundamental abuse of power. He approached the problem like any security challenge. Assess vulnerabilities, identify leverage points, and develop a multi-layered strategy. First came legal preparation. His attorney, Catherine Zhang, specialized in property rights. They've overstepped significantly, she confirmed, reviewing the HOA bylaws. Section 12 requires documented evidence and a formal hearing before such measures. We have grounds for immediate legal action. But Alex wasn't interested in a protracted legal battle. The lawsuit is our backup plan, he explained. I want to resolve this more efficiently. The technical component required precision. Alex contacted Jordan Chun, his colleague who had fronted the security system proposal. I need administrator access to the community system, he explained. Everything by the book, just the access I'm entitled to as the system designer. Jordan provided the necessary credentials without hesitation. The maintenance protocols we established give you legitimate reasons to access the back end, he confirmed. The social element proved most complex. Alex needed witnesses and documentation without appearing vindictive. Len McAllister, despite voting against the lock change, was bound by board confidentiality. Priya Patel and Tyler Brooks, however, had no such constraints. We need to document everything that happens next, Alex explained during a discreet meeting at Tyler's home. Not for revenge, but for accountability. Tyler eagerly offered his technical support. I've been waiting for someone to challenge Karen's authority structure, he admitted. Count me in. Priya's network of concerned neighbors provided crucial community awareness. People are uncomfortable with what happened, she reported. They're questioning whether their homes are truly their own. On day 4, Alex finalized his strategy. A precision demonstration of the system's capabilities, timed to coincide with the HOA's monthly meeting, with careful documentation of every step. The plan didn't aim to embarrass or threaten, rather, to illuminate the imbalance of power and establish new boundaries. When systems fail, Alex told Maya, sometimes you need to reboot them entirely. The evening of the HOA meeting arrived. As residents gathered in the community center, Alex executed the first phase of his plan. From his temporary workspace, he accessed the administrative controls of the security system, the very one he had designed and the HOA had unknowingly approved. With precise keystrokes, he activated the system's demonstration mode, originally created for maintenance purposes. Throughout Willow Creek Estates, security cameras simultaneously rotated toward the community center. The electronic gate at the neighborhood entrance temporarily froze, then synchronized with the others in a sequential pattern. Inside the meeting room, the security monitors displayed a simple message: system calibration in progress. Karen, mid-presentation about landscaping violations, faltered as residents' phones simultaneously received security alerts. The sophisticated system Alex had designed included an emergency notification feature, now displaying security system under administrative review. No action required. Outside, precisely timed, Jordan Chin arrived with Alex's attorney. They entered the meeting as Karen attempted to dismiss the technical glitch. This is not a malfunction, Jordan announced to the room. This is a system demonstration by the original designer, who happens to be Alex Rivera, the homeowner you've locked out of his residence. A murmur spread through the crowd as Alex entered. Without anger or accusations, he connected his laptop to the projector. I'd like to share some information about the security infrastructure protecting our community, he began calmly. The presentation that followed was masterfully straightforward. Alex displayed the system architecture, highlighting the responsibilities of system administration. He explained how the same security principles protecting their homes had been compromised by the unauthorized lock change. The system I designed protects this community through balanced oversight, transparency, and proper authorization channels, Alex explained. Unfortunately, these principles were not applied to my own property. As evidence mounted, even Karen's staunchest supporters shifted uncomfortably in their seats. The climate in the room transformed, not through confrontation, but through methodical clarity. The community center fell silent as Alex concluded his presentation with a simple question. Who truly holds the keys to our community? The homeowners or the HOA? Karen attempted to regain control of the meeting. This technical display doesn't change the fact that Mr. Rivera violated multiple covenants. Alex's attorney stepped forward. My client has documented every alleged violation and can disprove each one. More importantly, the lock change violated state property law and the HOA's own bylaws regarding due process. Len McAllister, seeing the direction of community sentiment, made an unexpected motion. I propose an immediate vote to rescind the lock change action and establish a committee to review our enforcement procedures. What followed was unprecedented in Willow Creek's history, a unanimous vote against the executive board's action, including 3 board members reversing their original positions. Additionally, Len continued, I move that we create a technology advisory committee to oversee security implementations, with Mr. Rivera as chair, if he's willing. The locksmith was called that evening to restore Alex's original locks, with the HOA covering all expenses. Karen, visibly shaken by the rebuke, submitted her resignation from the compliance officer position the following morning, though she retained her general board membership. Most surprisingly, the board issued a formal apology, acknowledging that enthusiasm for compliance had overshadowed homeowner rights. The months following became known as the Great Recalibration among Willow Creek residents. The technology committee, led by Alex with Tyler's assistance, implemented transparency protocols for all security operations. The compliance committee, previously Karen's domain, was restructured with rotating membership to prevent power concentration. Neighbors who had barely spoken now gathered regularly at community forums to discuss reasonable standards. Property values remained stable, while resident satisfaction scores increased dramatically. Even Karen gradually found a new role focusing on community beautification projects rather than enforcement. The balance Alex had sought, between security and freedom, between standards and individual expression, began taking root throughout Willow Creek Estates. That concludes the story of how one homeowner used his expertise to transform an entire community. Has an HOA or neighbor ever overstepped their boundaries with you? How did you respond? Your experiences matter and could help others facing similar situations. If you enjoyed this tale of justice served with technical precision, hit the subscribe button to join our HOA Diary community. Each week we share remarkable true stories about neighborhood conflicts and resolutions. Your subscription supports our mission to document these fascinating community dynamics. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and check out our playlist, HOA Victories, for more stories of homeowners who stood their ground and made a difference.